The new 2026 Gladiator is here, but that new might be stretching it. What we're really looking at is a straight carryover of last year's model, which itself hasn't changed much compared to its predecessor. As a matter of fact, the Gladiator is pretty much the same since 2020, when Jeep first dropped this mid-size pickup. Don't get me wrong, it's still a cool truck with its Wrangler-inspired design, but at this point, it's starting to feel dated. 2026 isn't the year the company makes the big moves. That's coming in 2027, and from what's on the way, it's going to be a serious story. Modernized styling and more powertrain options will be a strong push to make it more competitive with the likes of Tacoma and Colorado. That makes the choice easy. Don't buy the 2026 Jeep Gladiator, wait for the 2027 model. Here's why. Redesign. Let's call it what it is. The Gladiator has always been a Wrangler with a bit. That's its biggest strength and its biggest weakness. On one hand, Jeep DNA with the tough stance, removable roof, and the iconic 7-slot grille is always eye-catching. On the other hand, that design hasn't aged all that gracefully in the truck world. Competitors have become more practical, and in many cases more rugged when it comes to utility. The 2027 redesign is expected to change that. Jeep won't ditch its signature style, especially not the 7-slot grille. Boxy proportions will stick around, but not as boxy as it's now. Jeep is going to refine the details to make it sharper and even more eye-catching. Things should get interesting inside as well. Right now, the Gladiator's cabin feels closer to the Wrangler, functional, but a little behind the times. Jeep has a chance to steal some tricks from the Grand Cherokee and Wagoneer, both of which have nailed the formula for spacious, cozy, and tech-packed interiors. If even half of that polish makes its way into the Gladiator, buyers are in for a big step forward. Changes under the hood. Right now, you only get one engine, the 3.6-liter V6. Here's where the 2026 model really shows its age. A V6 is a proven workhorse, reliable and durable, but what Gladiator really needs is another choice. Not too long ago, Jeep offered a diesel, but they never carried over the 2-liter Turbo 4 from the Wrangler. The gas 4-cylinder wasn't much to miss, but the oil burner was a gem, especially for torque-hungry truckers. With emission regulations rolling back, the door has cracked open for the return not only of the eco-diesel setup, but also for the introduction of something special, a V8. Ram is already bringing Hemi power back into the mix, so why not Jeep Gladiator? A V8 in a mid-sized truck sounds like overkill, but it can also be a nod to the old school days when trucks were raw and loud. But at the end of the day, business decisions rule the game, and dollars speak louder than passion. The current rollback on emissions rules could be short-lived, and if regulations tighten again, automakers will be pushed back toward hybrids. That's why we can't write off the 4xe configuration, a system already proven in Wrangler and Grand Cherokee. Dropping it into the Gladiator makes sense. It keeps performance on the table while checking the efficiency box. And Jeep could really spice things up with a manual transmission. It's unlikely, but for off-road enthusiasts, that would be the cherry on the cake. Let's be clear, Jeep won't throw every engine option into the 2027 Gladiator, but even one or two of these additions would be a massive upgrade from the single lonely V6 under the hood of the 2026 model. Buy now, or wait. The Gladiator hasn't broken into the mid-sized truck mainstream. It's too off-road focused and too light on variety. Buyers who want flexibility have looked elsewhere. The 2027 redesign is Jeep's chance to change the game. The new model will keep what already works, the V6, trail-ready hardware, removable doors and roof, and layer on the options and updates it's been missing. So unless you just have to have a Gladiator right now, skip the 2026. Save your money, bide your time, and see what Jeep delivers next year. Think we are off on this one? Drop your reason in the comments and show us what we missed.